When the stones first pulled Claire through time, none of us could have imagined the path that awaited her, or the love story that would come to define generations of fans. From that single step into the unknown, history was rewritten, and so were our hearts. But every journey, no matter how epic, must eventually reach its end. Season 8 is not just an ending. It is a farewell woven with both sorrow and grace. The world of Outlander has given us passion, rebellion, sacrifice, and hope. It has taken us from the rolling hills of Scotland to the turmoil of revolution, from moments of tender intimacy to battles that shook entire nations. And through it all, Jamie and Claire stood at the center, two souls bound by love, defying time itself. Their story became more than fiction. It became a reminder that love is stronger than destiny, that courage can outlast fear, and that even when history demands surrender, the human spirit can endure. Now, as the final season approaches, fans around the world stand at the edge of goodbye. The anticipation is heavy, the emotions overwhelming. Will the Frasers find peace at last? Or will their ending mirror the storm that has always followed them? We may not yet know the answers, but one truth is certain: the farewell will echo long after the final scene fades, because Jamie and Claire are not just characters. They are symbols of resilience, of devotion, of love that refuses to be broken. Their story will live on in the pages of Diana Gabaldon's novels, in the landscapes that inspired it, and in the hearts of those who found a piece of themselves in the Fraser saga. So when Season 8 arrives, remember this: we are not only watching an ending, we are witnessing the final gift of a story that has carried us through centuries. A story that will never truly leave us, because love, once ignited, becomes timeless. Outlander, Season 8, a farewell across time. Every great story ends, not in silence, but in echoes that linger long after the final page is turned. Outlander has never been a simple tale. It has been a journey through fire and fate, through time and sacrifice. And now, as Jamie and Claire's saga approaches its conclusion, we are left with one final truth: love is eternal, but time is not. The final season promises heartbreak and hope intertwined, as if the two cannot exist without each other. Fans prepare to shed tears, to relive the moments that shaped this story, and to finally discover the ending that has been whispered about for years. Will Claire walk once more through the stones? Will Jamie's destiny be fulfilled in sacrifice, or will the Frasers find a peace they have long been denied? These are the questions that will drive every heartbeat of Season 8. But beyond the answers, there lies something greater: the legacy. Outlander has carved itself into television history, not just as a love story, but as a reminder that courage, resilience, and devotion can stand against even the cruel march of time. Jamie and Claire's voices will not fade. Their story will continue to live in every fan who believed in them, in every soul that found hope in their fight. As the screen darkens and the final words are spoken, one thing will remain unshakable: we will never forget them. Not the soldier who fought against history, not the healer who defied destiny, and not the love that endured it all. This is not just an ending. It is a farewell to legends, a farewell across centuries, a farewell across time. Outlander Season 8. The end begins. A love that defied time, a bond stronger than war, betrayal, and destiny itself. Jamie and Claire's story has always been more than romance. It's been a fight for survival, for freedom, and for each other. But as Outlander reaches its final season, one question burns brighter than ever: how will their journey end? From the moment Claire Randall first stepped through the standing stones of Cray na Dun, her life was split in two. In one world, she was a nurse in 1945, bound by duty, and a marriage waiting for her return. In the other, she was thrust into the rugged, dangerous beauty of 18th century Scotland, where fate introduced her to James Fraser, the Highland warrior, who would change everything. What began as an impossible love story grew into an unbreakable partnership. Together, Jamie and Claire braved centuries of turmoil. They survived political revolutions, violent wars, and the constant threat of history's unyielding grip. Time itself became their greatest enemy, pulling them apart and forcing them to choose again and again, remain together in the past or risk everything to return to the future. Season after season, fans watched as their lives twisted between tragedy and triumph. They built a home, raised a family, and carved out a fragile peace amid chaos. But peace was never promised to the Frasers. Every step forward brought new dangers, betrayals, losses, and battles that tested their faith, their courage, and their love. And yet, through all of it, one truth remained unshaken: Jamie and Claire's devotion to each other. Their love was not gentle or easy. It was forged in fire, born out of sacrifice, and tempered by resilience. Even as they faced impossible odds, their bond stood as a beacon. For Claire, Jamie was her home in a foreign century. For Jamie, Claire was his destiny, his Sassenach, the woman who made life worth living, even in the shadow of war. This is the story that has carried Outlander through 7 unforgettable seasons. A story of time travel, history, and unyielding love. And now, as Season 8 approaches, all of that history presses in, demanding an ending worthy of 2 souls who have already given everything. Season 8 isn't just another chapter. It's the conclusion of a love story that has carried fans across centuries. And with that final curtain, the weight of expectation is immense. What dangers will Jamie and Claire face? Will their love survive the crushing pull of destiny? Or will time, after years of resistance, finally demand a price too high to pay? The final season is rumored to bring closure to storylines left hanging in the air. Fans are desperate for answers. Will Claire ever return to her original time, back to the world she once knew? Or has the 18th century, with its bloodshed and beauty, become the only place her heart can truly belong? And what of Jamie, the warrior, who has fought through countless battles? Does he still have one last fight left in him? Or will his story end in sacrifice? But the questions don't stop there. Season 7 left us with threads of family conflict, rebellion, and war tightening. Around the Frasers, Season 8 must now bring those tensions to a breaking point. Enemies will return. Choices will have consequences. The lives of their children, grandchildren, and loved ones will hang in the balance. For Jamie and Claire, this isn't just about survival anymore. It's about legacy. What future will they leave behind when the dust finally settles? Fans have begun to whisper about the possibility of heartbreak, of farewells that cut deeper than any sword. Yet there is also hope. Hope that after all the suffering, Jamie and Claire may find a moment of peace, a quiet ending worthy of the love that has endured through centuries. But if Outlander has taught us anything, it's that nothing comes without a cost. As the final season looms, one truth is clear. The ending will not just reveal Jamie and Claire's fate, it will redefine their journey. And audiences around the world are bracing themselves for a goodbye they both long for and dread. The final season of Outlander carries with it an unspoken promise. Every story must find its ending. And for Jamie and Claire, that ending is wrapped in shadows of uncertainty. The whispers around Season 8 do not speak of simple resolutions. They hint at sacrifices, at choices where love and destiny clash in ways neither time nor history can undo. Claire's journey has always been defined by one impossible question: does she belong to the past or the future? Season 8 may finally demand her answer. Will she remain in the century where she built a life with Jamie? Or will the stones call her home one last time, tearing her from the man she has fought so hard to keep. Fans fear the cruel twist of time reclaiming her, but others believe she has already chosen her place at Jamie's side, no matter the cost. And Jamie, his fate has always carried the weight of legend. He has been a soldier, a leader, a lover, and a survivor. But every warrior's tale comes with its final battle. The question haunting fans is whether Jamie Fraser will live to see peace, or whether his story will end in sacrifice, giving everything to protect the woman he calls his heart. Some believe he is destined for tragedy, his life forever tied to the brutality of his era. Others cling to the hope that, after years of bloodshed, Jamie will be granted the one thing he has never had: a future. The imagery teased for this final chapter is steeped in symbolism. Burning candles flickering out, letters fading with time, and hands reaching for each other across the void. They suggest an ending both tender and devastating, where love triumphs even as life slips away. Outlander has never given easy answers, and neither will its final season. What awaits Jamie and Claire is not just an ending, but a reckoning. One that will leave fans holding their breath until the very last frame. Outlander has always been more than a television series. For millions of fans, it has been a journey through history, through love, and through the very question of what it means to belong. As Season 8 prepares to close this chapter, the emotions surrounding Jamie and Claire's farewell are impossible to measure. For many, their love story redefined romance on screen. It was never polished or perfect. It was raw, passionate, and built on sacrifice. Viewers saw themselves reflected in Jamie and Claire's devotion, the way they fought for each other, forgave each other, and held on when everything seemed lost. Their story taught us that love is not only about passion, but about resilience, loyalty, and courage in the face of impossible odds. The legacy of Outlander reaches far beyond its plot. It sparked a renewed love for Scotland's culture and history. It created communities across the world, readers, watchers, and dreamers who gathered to share theories, tears, and joy. Fans dressed in tartan at conventions, traveled to filming locations, and carried the story into their own lives. Few shows have built such a personal bond between characters and audience. A connection so deep it feels almost like family. Now, as the final season draws near, fans brace themselves for the inevitable goodbye. Some fear heartbreak, some hope for peace, and many feel both at once. But no matter how Jamie and Claire's story ends, the mark they leave is permanent. Their love has become timeless, etched into television history, carried in the hearts of those who followed their journey, from the very first step through the stones. When the last scene fades, Outlander will not just leave us with memories. It will leave us with a legacy. Proof that stories can transport us, transform us, and remind us that love, true, fierce, and unshakable, can outlast even time itself. Season 8 is not simply the end of Outlander. It is the final farewell to two souls who dared to fight against the current of time itself. Jamie and Claire's journey has been marked by passion, loss, triumph, and heartbreak. But now, as the curtain falls, their love story faces its last trial. The echoes of their past battles linger in every frame. We remember the nights they clung to each other in the midst of war, the whispered promises that carried them through separation, and the moments when fate itself tried to tear them apart. And yet every time, their love endured. That is the magic of Outlander. It never showed love as fragile but as unyielding, a force that bends history, defies reason, and conquers despair. In this final season, fans are not just watching an ending. They are preparing to say goodbye to characters who became part of their lives. Jamie and Claire's love has become a mirror reflecting our own hopes and fears. Their courage inspired us, their losses broke us, and their victories reminded us that love, in its truest form, is worth every sacrifice. But Outlander has never offered easy endings. Its beauty lies in the tension between joy and sorrow, between triumph and tragedy. And as we look ahead, one truth shines through. No matter how the story closes, Jamie and Claire's legacy will endure. Their love will live on in the hearts of fans, in the landscapes of Scotland, in the echoes of every line, every kiss, every battle. So prepare yourself. The final chapter is coming. And when the last candle burns, when the screen fades to black, and when Jamie and Claire take their final bow, one thing will remain unbroken: the memory of a love that defied time itself. Outlander Season 8. The final chapter.